Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
From 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Cook. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Focus, defense, focus.
Gun.
Motion. 49, guys.
Now Cousins. He completes it to Treadwell. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Gun.
I
know, easy.
Check 53. Watch the screen. Pass.
Wait time.
Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Banjo.
81, 81.
Working from the gun, Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go, Pac-Man. Waiting.
Mike 5-4.
657.
Hey, watch
Here,
it.
shift.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Wait, good.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And Jeffrey's got it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Shotgun now for Wentz. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Jahan, waiting.
I got him.
Hey, steamer.
Mike.
Wait time.
Following the interception, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd down now. It's Cook. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
We're scoreless after 1. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Wentz. This is intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Shamar Stephen there on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, Haywood!
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Great 15! Great 15!
40's Mike, right there. 40's Mike.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And an Eagle first down.
Done! 180!
Right. He's tight right here.
Hey, empty!
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Record.
Yes.
Yeah, check it.
Sunday!
Push the mic right here. We go Mike 40. So don't say nothing.
Wentz now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. To throw is Wentz. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
All day, every day.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Gun! Hey, can't!
They just do get the playoff. Now Cousins. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10.
Smooth. Mike's 40. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Great 57. Shift.
Check. He's coming. Let's pick it up.
Shift.
Guys, out time. Let's get off the field.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next, and rightly so because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has got it together. The defense is playing better. And Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
I smell fear in that offense.
82.
Now Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Wide.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And some room to roam now. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
Gun. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Get ready. Get ready.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Gun.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Hey, yellow, yellow.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, Echo.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
Wait time.
Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell.
That's it, baby.
A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
Jahan, what I need?
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Gun.
Check. 53's Mike.
First.
53's Mike. It's our time. This is our time, guys. It's our time.
Wait time.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical?
And that's caught inside the 30. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 46. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Sproles. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hey, 74, 74.
Hey, 40's Mike, right there. 40's Mike.
Wentz now on first down. This one complete to Sproles. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
At their 49-yard line.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Sunday.
Wentz going to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Watch the run. Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, let's switch the mic right here. We'll go Mike 40.
Kill.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Go. 180.
Watch tight end.
Kill.
Tight end's right. Hey.
Wentz. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, we are.
This 5-7.
4 down.
Now Wentz again. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 45 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as a team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
53's the mic. 53's
300.
Bring it.
3rd and long for Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Slam, slam.
Sunday.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson there to make the grab. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Yeah, my bad.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch the lane.
Zebra.
49.
Now Cousins.
Get some penetration in here.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Fletcher Cox getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
It's a party now.
2.
Check. 53.
Gun.
Check. 53's Mike. Coming. 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Fletcher Cox, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. With it is Jackson. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
Go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Mike's by 4. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Hey, here we go.
Throwing, Cousins. He completes it to Treadwell. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
First and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Through.
Jam.
Hey, wahoo! Wait that!
Cousins now to throw on first down. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11.
49's the mic. 49's the mic. Hey, keep it up.
Yellow.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
We ain't giving up nothing today. Wait that!
They'll throw again. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Cousins. And Diggs has it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Back up. Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
Leave it. Ring up 48.
Let's see what you got.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Hey, Delta.
Better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
Wait the hot.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And he fires one incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is third and inches.
Black.
Mike, 53. 50.
Hey. High 7. Gun.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Oh, get him.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on third and inches. Now a run with Cook. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Hey, it's just me and you.
Hey, no, easy.
Me and you. It's just me and you. 49. 49's the mic. 49's the mic.
Hey, Charlie. Wait the hot.
To throw, Cousins. A spin. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run with Cook. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Breaker on off. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Steamer.
49, guys. Mike, 49. Come, Mike.
They try again with Cook, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Here we go, D. All day, defense.
Hey, can't.
Mike's 49. Mike.
Wait, hot.
Cousins.
What you got?
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
Hold us down. We're going to keep getting sacks.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Hey, Foxtrot.
65. 49. 49's a Mike. 49's a Mike.
Gun.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
You must be dreaming.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And it's caught. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.
I came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
ST. With you, I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you, I come to bright. I ain't finna fade with you, man. I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride, lifting up. Never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the wind. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
And New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one, and when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is. I get it. Come on. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go.
Hands up! Lead!
Mike's 40. Go, go, go. Motion, 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 motion. Bumps off the helmet. Here we go, here we go. Mike 40, Mike 40. Check, check. I don't think you got it, son.
Quick throw, complete out wide here to Green. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Motion, motion, motion. 40's Mike, 40's the Mike.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To Dalton now. Open man is Uzama. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
368.
My 4.
Hey, exit.
Blue Dan.
Passing, it's Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And sometimes you have to serve as your own blitz control. And what I mean by that is there are going to be times when guys come free and are going to hit you when you're trying to throw the ball. He stood in there and took it and still completed it for a first down.
He has running back and vacated the area there, but able to complete it to him, still make a gain out of it.
I guess that's what we call a safety valve, and it worked pretty well. Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
All day, every day.
Hey.
Check 50.
From just shy of midfield, Dalton got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. That one, a first down pickup of 8. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Their confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Mixon with a first down carry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
2nd and 12 at the Lions' 46-yard line.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Nice, sweetheart.
Here you go, can.
Hey, we're going Mike 40.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the
Regular.
SOS.
It's hot.
Here's Dalton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
51's Mike. Mike 51. Let's go, defense.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
That's trash.
To throw here, Dalton. Got his man, it's Eifert. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. And Dalton to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Devon Kennard. And there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Hey, easy! You got motion man right there. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
32. I got you. Man, I got you. Mike 56.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Dennard. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Dalton. Going deep downfield for Ross. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40.
Throwing again. Dalton sliding out of the pocket. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hands up. Lead.
44's the Mike. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Bengals 3, Lions 0.
Lead.
44. All day, just like that. Just like that.
Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, let's get back to the playoff picture. We talked about the AFC. Let's look at the NFC. That race starting to come into focus. We know most of the teams, Seahawks, 49ers, Saints, and Packers all in. Vikings in good shape. How do you handicap this race? It seems like anyone can beat anyone.
I think you're spot on because if you were going into the playoffs with these teams that we're going to talk about, who would you make the absolute favorite? It could be anyone, right? It could be Seattle. It could be San Francisco. It could be New Orleans. I know Minnesota's probably going to come in as a wild card. Green Bay will come in as a division champ, it looks like. The bottom line is Dallas or Philadelphia's got to win the NFC East. And I don't know that anyone wants to go to their home field and play when they have to play in a divisional game. So when it comes to, when you get it all together, and maybe that would be a wild card, I would guess, because they'd be the 4th team in. But when you put it all together, it is absolutely wide open about who wins the NFC and represents for the Lombardi Trophy.
On 1st down, Mixon. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hands up, Lee!
Mike, 44. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Hatchet, hatchet. Check 37, check 30.
Here you go, 368.
Motion backfield, motion backfield.
Legs up.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Hands up.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Watch the backer, watch the backer. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. 51 the mic, boy, 51.
Let's see what do. Move.
Check
Heavy, heavy, heavy. Legs up.
Andy Dalton. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, 27 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Ready.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go play action here on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Lady.
Coming.
$32.
57. Mike, 57. Ricky.
Stafford on 3rd down. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Mike 57. They're going to need some therapy after this.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
Writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He's
looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Rabbit. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
57. 57. Watch the slip.
After the interception, here's Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Stafford. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Five.
57. Mike, 57.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Drill right, 22.
Mike 57, Mike 57. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Bravo.
Mike's 57, 57's Mike. Drop deep, drop deep.
Back to throw, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And down inside the 15 he goes. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
51's Mike.
2 by 2.
51.
Move.
Strip that ball.
Hey, zoom.
Go, Mike 51, Mike 51.
To throw again. Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Line 6.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Monday.
57. Mike, 57.
Here we go.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Into heavy traffic and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind, going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
We got it all day up in here. We got it all day.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
The Lions take over.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You can't block me.
Throwing again. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
57's the mic. Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. And he's going to go down again. Geno Atkins got home that time. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. when you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And Justin Coleman brings him down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing on second down, Dalton. And the catch good, it's Eifert. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Bengals grab it. And now he's got him at a great spot at the 8-yard line here, first and goal.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They'll give it to Mixon. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 4-yard line.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Shit, shit, shit.
Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bullock good on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Bengals 31, Lions 6. Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Hey, middle.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Yo.
Hey, orbit.
56 is the mark.
Now Stafford.
You better be ready. Don't be scared.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Mike 56. Mike 56. Double right.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. All right, T, let's
Throwing on third and long. Stafford. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This is fielded at the 27. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51. It's coming this way. Coming this way.
Hey, Haywood.
Here we go.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And Eifert has it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 24 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
On 1st down, Mixon. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd.
Here we go.
Jet sweep. Boyd with it. And he coughed it up. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
You better be afraid of me.
59! Hey, Alpha!
Mike, 56, right there, right there.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and the lead will swell by one more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Watch the screen.
Here's McKissick. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 19-yard line.
Set. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Target.
They'll go again with McKissick. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
This is brought in at the 21. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense. Check. Fresno.
Nice. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go. Smoke!
3rd and 2 for Dalton. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He completes it to Jones. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Amendola, he was the intended target.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.